Hello everyone, it is Ivory Public Studs, and today I go down a massive conspiracy surrounding this rumored set about a Republic fighter tank that is supposedly supposed to come out in 2022, and I am going to be discussing how that is leading to this set coming with a Phase 2 Cody. Now I know you guys all think, Studs, you're insane. This is ridiculous. What the rumor's already out. We know this set is coming is sometime next year. It's not supposed to come in the winter, but we know it's coming with those purple clone troopers and Mace Windu. Does any of this make sense? No. And I was very skeptical when I first heard the rumor about this purple clone trooper Mace Windu Republic fighter tank $60 set coming, and I had to do some digging, and I was researching previous LEGO Star Wars rumors and sets, and it goes wild. So I'm going to get into all of this, and for all the hard work that I did for this video, I'm going to ask you all to smash the like button, and I will conclusively prove in this video why we are going to get the specific characters that I'm saying at the end of this video. You guys just need to wait and see, because this is very exciting, and it's a huge loophole spiral, and it's just a very fun story, so I cannot wait to tell you all. But with that said, let's get into it. So a couple of weeks ago, we got a rumor about a Republic fighter tank that obviously seemed pretty sus. The rumor was that a large interpretation of a previous fighter tank, more like the 2009 one, was going to be coming out with a Mace Windu, two 187th purple Phase 2 clone troopers, and a 187th airborne trooper. Now, there are plenty of reasons to be suspicious about this set, from the fact that LEGO does not do prequel sets, to the non-LEGO non-canon like clone troopers coming in a set. That just is not a thing I don't think LEGO would ever consider. Now, I've talked to the person who has originally released this rumor, and he was told purple clone troopers. Now, he has not seen them. His source insists they are purple, that he saw them on this preliminary design supposedly. So my mind immediately ran to, okay, so these are purple clone troopers. What if they are a different kind of purple clone trooper? Because he just kind of Googled purple clone trooper because his source didn't tell him exactly 187th. He just said purple clone troopers. So I'm like, okay, who else is purple? And then a trooper came to mind. The Galactic Marines. The Galactic Marines obviously are more of a maroonish purple type character. Obviously, they are led by Bakara. I'm like, oh, this makes sense because the airborne trooper might just be a placeholder for a Bakara. And the Mace Windu might be a placeholder for some sort of Jedi like Ki-Adi-Mundi. And obviously, the fighter tank matches those maroon colors. And this all just added up and made so much sense to me. And I almost convinced myself that this was going to be the case. And LEGO has been known to use Jedi they've previously made into just, a conceptual, just put him down. This is the most recent one we made just for concepts and giggles, because why not? And, that might explain the Mace Windu. But then he confirmed to me that they were supposed to be a regular style of clone trooper with the regular white helmets, which is what his source saw, so that put me into a little bit of a pickle. Now, another thing to consider about this set, it is likely to come in summer 2022. Now, I've pretty much gotten a confirmation that 75325, the one we thought was going to be the set, is not indeed going to be this set, so which means the Republic fighter tank is going to be coming out in the later months of 2022. And that means at this point in time, if it's coming out that far ahead, that means they're likely using preliminary designs. For example, you could look at a preliminary design of the AV Senning Cannon set, and it shows two 501st Troopers and a Pong Krell minifigure. Now, you guys will know that this set did not come with those troopers. It came with a Plo Koon and two Wolfpack troopers. Obviously, there is another comparison you could look at, like the Jedi Clone Troopers Battle Pack, which showed two Phase 2 heavy clone troopers, a Ki-Adi-Mundi and a Coleman Trevor, and that is obviously not what we ended up getting. We obviously ended up with something far worse, with some plain Phase 1 clones and a Barriss Offee, as well as that Ki-Adi-Mundi. So this could be a very similar situation where we know the types of figures that we're going to be getting, but not the exact one, and these very well may be placeholders. Now this begs the question of what this set will have and who it will have. So the one and only fact we know is that this will be a fighter tank. We know it is going to be slightly larger, and that is it. We can pretty much assure that now, knowing that we've established that we don't officially know the figure selection and that those are likely just placeholders. But again, that being said, here are my theories, and they all make a ton of sense. Now, there are two possibilities for this, and I'm going to go into the first one, that this is going to be a Clone Wars set. Now, obviously, this would be based around the Clone Wars Season 7, likely, and there is a little bit of dicey territory we go into here, because mainly the fact that we do not see any Republic fighter tanks in the Clone Wars Season 7. And to narrow down the possibilities even further, I would like to take a look at a very inconsistent set that has been pretty popular. You guys may know it, the AAT set. Now, the AAT is a very confusing set. Now, this set has the backdrop of the planet of Anaxis, which was the first arc in the Season 7 of the Clone Wars. And you can tell this just by looking at the background. It looks like the place they were fighting with the Bad Batch. And the problem, again, with this is there were no AATs on Anaxis. Sure, there were some on the planet of Urbana, which was at the very beginning of the Siege of Mandalore arc, but certainly not this planet. What's weirder is that this set comes with Ahsoka and her 332nd Trooper, which were also not on Urbana or Anaxis. Now, you may be wondering, Studs, what are you getting at here? This is completely irrelevant. We know it was a mishmash put-out set. Nobody really understands why they did this, but here's my logic. Now, if they put an AAT on a planet that it didn't belong, is entirely unreasonable to think that they wouldn't do the same for a fighter tank. Now, we now established that this set very well could be based on Anaxis, at least in terms of setting, and we now understand that the figures could be completely malleable. They don't have to make 100% sense in terms of that whole regard. And it's almost certain for the sake of this video that these are going to be for Season 7, so I'm going to write off the possibility of it even being Purple Clone Troopers. As much as we've reported on it, it sounds interesting, I'm just going to go with that's a preliminary design, and it might have been a darker shade of some sort of blue. They might have been just throwing the 501st ones on there. We don't really know. But here are the possibilities that we have now, limiting this to the Clone Wars Season 7 of Troopers. So there's a possibility we could get 332nd Troopers, plain Phase 2 Clone Troopers, Mace Windu's Brown Legion, as finally the 212th. And since they pulled the vehicle from Urbana and put it on the planet of Anaxis, is it impossible to think they wouldn't do this with the figures? The 212th were pretty prominent on the Battle of Urbana at the beginning of the Siege of Mandalore, and it is also entirely reasonable that somewhere in the battle there might have been some sort of fighter tank just cruising around in the background. Which is part of the reason why I think this set's actually going to be coming with 212 troopers. Now, the only canon interpretation of an airborne trooper, which is the trooper rumored to come in this set, is a 212th version. We have not gotten purple airborne troopers, we have not gotten green airborne troopers. The only version we've seen in the canon of Star Wars is 212th airborne troopers. And it makes sense for LEGO to do this. Of course, they just made the General Grievous' Starfighter, and they have this brand new print from the airborne troopers, and LEGO likes to reuse these types of designs every now and then, obviously put it in a more affordable set like this one, and obviously, you know, laziness is also a factor here, as much as I would not like to admit that. And then this leads me down a whole different rabbit hole, because now I'm considering the fact that there were no airborne troopers in the Clone Wars Season 7, which leads me to think this could be a Revenge of the Sith set. Now, this might also mean that the Mace Windu minifigure is just a placeholder for an Obi-Wan Kenobi. After all, Mace was obviously a prequel, the last prequel Jedi LEGO had made in the UCS Republic gunship, and they just wanted to throw one in there just so that way they could get it across. They know that an Obi-Wan did come out in, say, the Duel on Mustafar set, which I'm sure would be the one that would end up coming out in this set, supposedly, and it just made a ton of sense to me if that's just a placeholder Jedi. But wait. Just a second. We all know we are anticipating some sort of Phase 2 Commander Cody within the next year. What if this airborne trooper is a placeholder, mind you, for Commander Cody? And we are getting two 212 troopers, a Commander Cody, and an Obi-Wan Kenobi all in this Republic fighter tank set, likely either taking place on the planet of Urbana, Anaxis, or Utapau. Alright, you guys, there you have it, my prediction based in facts and evidence. I want to hear if you guys agree with my theory or not, because I honestly was shocked when I heard purple clone troopers. Obviously, that is not going to be happening, and I would like to run with this theory. Now, if you do happen to share this one, just share it around, but this has been my master theory. I've been working on this one kind of for like 3 weeks now, so I'd really appreciate if you helped, because this took a lot of piecing together to do, and I'm finally happy I am going to be releasing this all to you. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so much fun. But with that said, I will see you guys all in the next one. Hit the like button if you enjoyed my digging, and I will see you later. Peace out, and stay awesome.